Want to remove blocks to prosperity from your life? Do it with the best in the business, Catherine Ponder, a 30-minute meditation to help you open to prosperity. Go to hightimelinebooks.com to get yours today. Welcome to the Fun Astrology Podcast for Wednesday, September 25th, during week. Except we had somebody on YouTube leave a comment yesterday that said, I've got a stellium in Libra and it's no for me this week, with a big laugh. Well, this brings up a very good point, because if you have planets at 6 degrees-ish Libra, then the south node of the moon is sitting on top of them. And if you have planets in the later degrees of Libra, well, then they could be in a square to Pluto, also in a quincunx to Neptune. And that's the aspect today. Mercury opposes Neptune. It's an early aspect, 7:06 this morning Eastern. We talked about this extensively yesterday, so if you missed yesterday's episode, you could pick it up there. The moon is in Cancer, so that's the setup for today. Remember, this is a light week. There is one other log to throw on the fire, Mercury, and we said this on Monday, that Mercury holds the torch this whole week. And this is an early one. It is 15 minutes past midnight Eastern. Mercury is in a trine to Pluto. And that's been our theme of the week, is the window of opportunity to renew and refresh and change and transform our mind. Tuesday's aspect was an invitation to do that uniquely and individually and kind of crazy if you wanted to. Today's Mercury across from Neptune invites us to connect our mind with our home office, with Source, with highest power, with God. And then, just as Mercury is inching its way out of Virgo, its own sign, it trines Pluto, the invitation to transform our mind. So it's a cool package this week. It's expressing our uniqueness through Uranus. It's connecting with the home office and removing the obstacles that would prevent that. And that's internal and external blocks that we might have in our life. It's an invitation to work through those, the tension of the opposition. And then the whole thing bundled in a trine with Pluto, sitting there in the last degrees of Capricorn, saying, let's clean up the old stuff that doesn't serve us. Do you see how beautiful of a picture this is? And it is subtle, and I would imagine that most people will glance right over all of this and miss it. I had a special moment yesterday. I got to go by Burt Goldman's house in Palm Desert, and that was really cool, because just as I suspected, basically when you get into Palm Desert, that's where Catherine Ponder's Unity Worldwide Church is, the office at least. And then just up the hill, and I mean it's not even a mile and a half, 2 miles at the most, but I think it's probably more like a mile to a mile and a half, is Burt Goldman's house. It's an ungated area. You can drive right up to it. And he came to mind yesterday in the whole light of this with his quantum jumping. And we're going to make that the theme of this Sunday's Level Up, and I would invite you to join us for that. It's going to be really good. We're going to do a quantum jump together, a meditation to take us to another place, a doppelganger, a way shower, if you will, from another reality that we may be participating in even now. But we'll explain it all on Sunday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. You can also watch the replay, and it's on the Fun Astrology YouTube channel. Quantum jumping came to mind this week because I wanted to try to transform 3 different areas. And I love that technique, and then especially since I was down there anyway, and it came to mind, before leaving the area, I wanted to go by Burt Goldman's house, so I did. That's just a way of connecting with the energy, to realize that there was a time not so long ago that Burt would have met you at the door. May his precious soul rest in the energy that he left us with. Truly a beautiful man. And I'm going to be, like, his material doesn't need to die, so it's going to be resurrected too. And I'm going to be doing some quantum jumping meditations that we're going to have on hightimelinebooks.com. But it really does fit all this energy together. It's unique. Quantum jumping is not something you hear talked about at most cocktail gatherings, which I wouldn't be at anyway. That's the second aspect. Mercury, Neptune, keeping the pipeline open, and this whole thing of transformation. So in this way of connecting, I just brought in this, go connect with the doppelganger If you'd like to experience this, you could go to my Subconscious Mind Mastery podcast number 256, which was published July 31st, 2021. You could check out quantum jumping there. But it is a great way to step into this whole paradigm of exactly where the energy is this week, or find some other way of doing it uniquely and transformatively, opening yourself up to whatever else might want to come in and transform in your life. I got 3. You might get 1. You might get 15. It doesn't matter. Just work on whatever is there. All right. Hope you have a wonderful rest of today. I'll be back tomorrow, and we will set up the weekend, including the big day on Sunday. Have a wonderful one. I love you, and I'll see you back tomorrow.